You know the story, right? The tortoise and the hare. We've all heard it. But what if I told you the real lesson isn't about being slow and steady? What if it's actually a math problem? Yeah, today we're going to ditch the moral of the story and grab a calculator, because we are going to solve the real puzzle hiding inside this famous race.
So, the big question here isn't really about who wins. It's about how they win. It all boils down to one simple question. How long could that hare really afford to sleep and still have a shot at winning the race? Let's figure it out.
All right, first things first, let's lay out the facts. We've got a 5-kilometer race. Our tortoise is plugging along at a very consistent 20 meters every single minute. Now the hare, he is a speed demon, blazing past at 500 meters per minute. I mean, just do the math. That's 25 times faster. It's not even close. Okay, so to figure out how long the hare can nap, we first need a baseline. We have to know the absolute maximum amount of time this race can possibly take. And guess who sets that deadline? Yep, the tortoise. So that's step one for us. Let's calculate the tortoise's total race time. And to do that, we're going to use a super simple, classic formula you probably remember. Time equals distance divided by speed. This little equation, it is literally the key to unlocking this whole thing. So let's just plug in the numbers for our tortoise. The distance is 5 kilometers, which, is 5,000 meters. We take that 5,000 meters and we divide it by the tortoise's speed. That's 20 meters per minute. And what does that give us? Boom! 250 minutes. That's it. That is how long our tortoise is out there on the course. You could almost think of this as the total time limit for the entire event. It's our magic number. Now, 250 minutes is kind of hard to wrap your head around, so let's convert that. It comes out to exactly 4 hours and 10 minutes. Remember that number, because that is the deadline the hare has to beat. Okay, we've got the tortoise's time locked in. Now let's flip over to the star of the show, the hare. We know he has a total of 4 hours and 10 minutes to play with. But the real question is, how much of that time does he actually need to be running?
We're going to use the exact same formula. The distance is still 5,000 meters, but this time, of course, we're dividing by that insane speed of 500 meters per minute.
And the answer is just 10 minutes. That's it. I mean, think about that. The tortoise is out there for over 4 hours, and the hare can knock the whole thing out in the time it takes to brew a cup of coffee. The difference is just huge. All right, this is where it all comes together. We have the two most important pieces of the puzzle, the tortoise's total time and the hare's running time. Now we can finally calculate that nap. So this brings us right back to our main question. If the whole event is capped at 4 hours and 10 minutes, and we know the hare only needs 10 of those minutes for the actual running part, well, how much time does that leave for a little snooze? And the math here is about as simple as it gets. We just take the tortoise's total time, that 4 hours and 10 minutes, and subtract the 10 minutes the hare needs to run. And you can see it laid out perfectly here. That whole bar represents the tortoise's time, 4 hours and 10 minutes. A tiny little slice of it, just 10 minutes, is the hare's running time. That means that huge chunk left over, well, that's all nap time. And there it is, our answer. The hare can take a nap for a maximum of exactly 4 hours, not a minute more. If he sleeps for 4 hours, he can still tie the race, but anything over that, and he's lost. So when you think back to the original story, we know the tortoise actually won. What does our math tell us about that? It means the hare must have slept for longer than 4 hours. I mean, even if he slept for 4 hours and 1 minute, that's all it would take for the tortoise to cross that finish line first. But what if we change things up a bit? Does this relationship always work? Let's put it to the test. What happens if we double the race distance? Let's say it's a 10-kilometer race now. Check out how perfectly these numbers scale. When you double the distance to 10K, everything else just doubles right along with it. The tortoise's time shoots up to 8 hours and 20 minutes. The hare's run time becomes 20 minutes. And that maximum nap time, it doubles too, to a whopping 8 hours. So this isn't just a fun little math puzzle about animals. This idea, this proportional relationship, it's a fundamental principle you can see all over the place, from managing big projects to just planning your trip to work. Let's use a real-world analogy. Imagine the tortoise is like a slow city bus. It just keeps moving, no matter what. The hare, on the other hand, is like a super-fast express train. It can get to the destination way quicker, right? But any time that train spends just sitting at the station, well, that's basically the hare's nap. And this gets us to a really big idea. Let's call it the slow bus principle. The slower thing, in this case the bus, is the one that sets the ultimate time limit. Its total, non-stop journey time becomes the absolute deadline for the whole trip.
And that leaves us right to the fast train principle. The faster thing's waiting time, or its nap time, is simply the total deadline set by the slow bus minus its own quick travel time. It is the exact same math we just did, just with a train and a bus instead of a hare and a tortoise. So think about this the next time you're waiting for a friend who's running late. If you took the quick route and they took the slow one, you can actually calculate their maximum nap time. You're the fast train, and you're just experiencing your built-in waiting time. And it's all thanks to a very famous tortoise and a very sleepy hare.